All right, we're good to start the sandbox stuff. Again, what's the sandbox stuff? Well, in the words of Gary, it's kind of hard to explain. My controller went red, which is terrifying. I've never seen that before. So maybe that's why. Sandbox is the spiritual successor to Gary's Mod 2. I know maybe that's the worst thing to say, but again, until they update the website, it's kind of hard to say anything else about this. sbox.game. It's a spiritual successor to Gary's Mod and a love letter to Source 2. Like, this is really the only description that they have for it. Which, I mean, given the latest news post, still feels like the worst description you could have for it, even though it is technically correct. It's also the worst kind of correct, right? Because it's while it's technically correct, people don't care about the technicalities. They don't care about nuance. They care about the first blurb, which is Gary's mod. Successor? Okay, I'm playing this. Where's my sandbox mode? There's no sandbox mode. It's a new, I want to say like a game engine slash set of tools on top of Source 2 that makes it reasonable. When making a game for a little thing called Snowjob. That's a working name. I'm not going to submit it under Snowjob. I think that would be both hilarious and also might get us banned. So they may never want to take a submission from us ever again. And I'm sure building a platform requires that they have to think about, you know, the content of the stuff that people are making. But I'm trying not to get us all into trouble here, right, as a whole group. So here, I need to bring it up slowly. No job. Here we go. I also need to get one more link as well, because this link is very, very important to today's discussion. Thankfully, somebody in the Discord posted, so it's good. We can keep it there. But yeah, imagine Sandbox as your tool to build stuff. Some really cool stuff, actually. It's a surprisingly fully featured game engine. I didn't really expect it to be so good, but it's way better than you would ever expect. And it's funny because you would think it would be bad, right? But you would think that a game engine would be a lot worse at what it does, just by nature of it being kind of a game engine that's fully new and very much feels like a greenfield venture, and B, being built on top of another game engine, which is, you know, Source 2. But despite all that, it does a good job of doing things. Now, we're making this project called Snowjob, okay? This game is going to be a game about rolling snowballs, building snow structures together. I have a comment on YouTube to show you all that I thought was funny because to me, it means that they probably didn't even watch maybe like more than 2 minutes of it. So, because I at the beginning of every session, I do the same intro. What the hell is this video? And I said, yeah, it takes a lot to understand within the first 2 minutes, right? But hey, we always have a good time doing these, okay? The game is a very boring concept, but it's meant to be for a game jam that they're running right now. So their official game jam. We've been 19 days to do it, and I'm busy tomorrow and the day after. So we'll see how it goes. We're actually almost done the core mechanics. I think we can get most of it, if not all of it, done today because we have the scaffolding of it done. All the problems are solved. I think we've narrowed down how we want a game to run and what decisions, like what various, I guess, numbers go behind every bit of decision that we have. So we know what we need to build now. The design is fairly solid. We know what to go with. From then on, it's just art and like polish, right? And which is going to be hard, but better for us to get this done in this way, and then we have 2 weeks to polish the entire turret, basically. However, before we start the sandbox session, I want to show you this game UI database. So this was found independently by another chatter as well. I have no clue how. I found it randomly as well. Now, apparently, Pirate Software retweeted this, which is probably how it got spread out a lot, but. I've been following Ed Coates for a while. I've been following the work on, this stuff for a while, and I found them. And they mentioned that the game UI database was like almost done. It was like, all right, cool. I'll like keep an eye on it. And I go on to Twitter on my day off, and I'm like, holy shit, it's like done. So yeah, this came out like a day ago. Basically, it's a database of all the different UI stuff that people might have made in different games, in an easy to see way versus having to go through like every single game by itself. There are a few of them, yeah. But I like to think of this one as more of just a plain database to see things. There's no sense of like why. Like you don't actually get to see why. You don't get to see the how. It simply shows you the what. And it does that very well for a lot of them. The other ones are more tailored towards like different experiences of like, at least from what I've seen, the rest of them seem to be very tailored towards like a very specific type of discussion around these things of like why they work, how they work. Like there's one really good one by I forgot the developer now, but they made a bunch of games and they were talking about all the UI decisions through their like games. You used this one before, interfaceingame.com. That's yeah, it's just that. Yeah, or like this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like there's a bunch of these, but I always find these fascinating to sort of go through because it's interesting to sort of see the different choices that people make within games, right? You have some really good choices, then you have some really bad choices. But it's always nice to see what these choices are and like try to dissect it yourself. It's also fascinating to see how even like simple games may have a lot of UI elements, right? So, for instance, like Alatro has quite a few things going on just to tell you everything in the game. And this game is very, very clear when it tells you things, especially the way that your cards can combine with each other. It's very easy for you to build it in a way that, like, to build your hand in a way that you understand it. But I mean, most of the stuff most people don't even care about. But yeah, the main point of these resources is to be like, okay, you get to just go and find stuff, and then you don't have to go through the game because to see a lot of these UI elements, you kind of have to go through a certain amount of the game to see them. Which is, it's not that you don't want to play these games. It's just that not everyone wants to play WarioWare. To get it together. Okay, this is not a game that appeals to everyone's sensibilities for many reasons beyond just the fact that it's a WarioWare game. Like, just some people may not even have this a game, right? So it's nice to see what people get up to because even games that didn't sell very well, let's say Immortals, probably has some UI stuff that's very interesting too to look at, right? Like You Have Died, Tyrion. You have died. It's always interesting to look at this stuff because UI to me is always fascinating. I always look towards function first. I never really bother with the design element of it, especially because I tend to find that if it gets too fancy and stylized, at least for me, I get confused. Like if I have all the important information about the game that really matters to me in an easy to find way that doesn't require like a series of like annoying button presses to do like my core interaction with some subsystem, then I tend to find that the UI is a success, right? Like probably Warframe's a good example of this. In Warframe, you see all your stats as soon as you open your like character screen and you build your like arsenal. Okay, some values are apparently hidden, but I couldn't find any hidden values. But for as complex as a damage system as a game is, they do a surprisingly good job of just surfacing what happens when you apply a mod and what numbers change, and they show you like a before and after snapshot too. Like it's a very nice way to build things, right? Compare this to like say Diablo 4, which is probably like the closest analogy that I have for that style of game. Probably near somewhere. How about you? We'll just search like anywhere. Is it because the way that I spelled it? Yeah, like here. Let's say Diablo 4. This is the beta, so it's not really anywhere. But like this, um, it's kind of hard to tell what happens when you lose affixes and when you bring in new affixes when you compare them. You basically have to look at it line by line by line, hold the button down, like and your eyes eventually glaze over, right? Sometimes it's nice to have a very simple way of seeing, okay, what's like gone, what's like still there. I know Path of Exile has something similar. I know Last Epoch actually has quite a few interesting examples too. But something like that's core to the game experience of building your character in a character building game like Warframe or Diablo or any other like RPG / action game. It's nice to see that stuff all in one to go. So at least for me, I always think of it in terms of functional. But then you've got Persona. Persona 3 is, obviously a remake, but imagine even like sorry, it's still loading. Still loading. You wanna open, buddy? Huh? You wanna open? Motherfucker. Alright, let's go. Persona 4. To be fair, I think the site is being hammered because I remember when they released it, they were talking about some like performance issues. So, Persona 4. We'll let that search for a bit. Whatever their search thing is, I'm assuming they have really poor performance so far. But Persona sort of takes it to its logical extreme, right? How do you make a really cool looking UI that also tells you a shit ton of information clearly? They do a very good job of injecting it with style to like show, okay, what's happening and stuff, right? Obviously, some of it's kind of hard to tell, like this or like this, like this. Like you need a moment to parse like what's going on, right? Because it's like there's a bunch of numbers over here, like, but that's not the main focus. This is the main focus, and so like, what is this? But once you understand it, it's sort of very easy to like get. But The key is that the barrier to understanding is not as hard as say like a bad UI. Like it's very easy to understand. Okay, like this is for your level. Now you're level 61. I don't know what the succubus means because I've never played this particular one. Maybe I've never really played it, but I know how they like play through in general. I just don't know what it means by the succubus. And then you see what goes up, what goes down, right? This one though is I don't know what the fuck is going on. King and I deal heavy ice damage to all foes, ignoring resistances. Medium chance of freeze. Huh. Does it have animations? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I like open it and it just opens like an image, right? So probably no animations here, like on this website by itself. I'm assuming that the game itself has animations, but for the website they have none. At least as far as I know, like from looking at Persona 5. Oh shit, not Persona 4. Persona 5. The way it works is that like all this stuff really moves around and it feels very very interesting when it moves around. It's very, very cool. Interfacing game has on this. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't really like. Yeah, it's cool. But the key point I'm trying to get at is that it's fascinating to sort of see what happens when you can combine a very functional UI with a very stylistic choice, right? You can use whatever site you like want. I'm just pointing out these like sites just to show you. So, yeah, just use whatever site you like want. What I'm trying to say is though, is that you can't expect any of this from our game. You're gonna see like the worst UI possible for a game because I realized actually this is important to what I was thinking about yesterday while I was off. I don't know how to do the UI within the engine. So, because you need UI for some things within this game that we're making, right? But I don't know how to do the UI. I know that there's like pieces that say like okay UI in the game and stuff like that, versus not. But I'm like I don't really know what to do with it. So we're gonna have to learn a lot because the UI is actually kind of important in the sense of communicating key elements. And the one key element that we have to communicate is if you're still rolling the ball or not, where you're kind of going, and how that's going to feel like when we get into it. There's also a key element of like, are you able to like build here? And then the UI for building things needs to be very, very clear too. Sorry. Because it's going to be effectively like a wireframe of the snowball as you try to place it. So we'll see how it goes. But I have no clue what to do. So let's look into this really, really, really quick. Editor tools. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I want. Is there no UI stuff? I mean, we might just be boned. Oh, wait. There we go. UI basics. Hey. 2 ways to make a UI right now in s&box. You can either create panels entirely through code or use Razor to create panels. What? What are Razor components? ASP.NET has a thing called Razor. Wait a minute. Oh. File name is friend name.razor. I see. I see. I see. There's no way, right? Like, there's no way that's how they do it. There's no. I guess it makes sense, because how else would you do it? Yeah. So Razor, yeah, it's just a UI library for like C# projects. Well, not C#. It's specifically for ASP.NET and like stuff like that. Which I guess they use in internally. Which is interesting. It's like a templating language, Razor. So it's like you get HTML, but you also template and then mix in a bunch of like information that you might have on the C# side. That's interesting. That's a good approach because it's very easy to work with because then you're just HTML. But how do you do like an in-game world UI? I wonder. Huh. Let me just close these. I don't need this anymore. I'm actually very curious to see how this will go because it might end up being that it doesn't feel very, very good to use this for what we're doing, but I'm hoping that that's not the case. Also, maybe this could be out of date too. I don't know because that's like a community wiki. It's a very good chance that that doesn't really work. UI, here we go. Razor and panel class UI, full style sheets. Some IntelliSense difficulties with Razor files. Okay, a few ask questions. How much will it cost? Using Workshop Notion. That makes sense. You don't have to install add-ons. Yep. Yep. Okay. Is there a way to find the goddamn thing? Wait, cheat sheet. Hey, sometimes you know what you're looking for, but you don't know where it is. Transforms. Get game object position. Set game object position. You get local position. You can do the same on this one. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wish I had this earlier. This would have saved us a lot of time, actually. This would save us a lot of time. How do you do the UI in a way that makes sense? Like, how do you do the UI at all? Like, from the official documentation? Because I don't know if I trust the community documentation. Because it feels like it's the word community has like a very bad taste in my mouth when it comes to definitive answers on how to code something. It's like going to Stack Overflow, right? Because usually Stack Overflow is like nice, but sometimes it's not nice because sometimes what you find is something that's very out of date. Game UI database does have animations. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate that. I'll be sure. Well, I mean, I guess you, whoever's listening, then you know it now. So go ahead and find the ones with animation and enjoy. I'm surprised they didn't have it for the Persona 5 stuff though. I guess at that level, if you do the animation for that one, because I know Persona 5 has like a bit of a weird situation where Atlas is very, they're very antsy about how you use their like product. Very very antsy, which makes sense. But like they're very antsy about it. So, but seeing the transitions between things would be cool too. Okay, okay. So if you have to use Razor, I guess we just have to go with this one. Make your panel code. Okay, label the panel. It's a built-in panel class. The panel set class API. What? Oh, wait. There's an API reference. What? What's this? Huh? Input utility using functions for thing application. Gizmo lets your game make async HTTP requests. Real time. Good for interacting with APIs such as Kanye.rest. There's no way that that's a real thing, is it? Okay, sorry. It's kind of a shuffle, which is kind of annoying. We are no longer shuffling. Wow. A free REST API for random Kanye West quotes. Do you think it also has like his latest quotes, the ones that are not as funny and slightly terrifying to think about when you think about the fact that he has like children and like a wife and kids and like has money and power? Yeah, I think maybe they didn't write those down. Yeah, that's a cool project. Real time. But who is this person? Why do they comment on like everything? Access to time. Delta, global now, smooth delta. What? Use delta but smooth to avoid large disparities between deltas. Does that really matter in general? I don't know if that really matters. Hmm. Because wouldn't that either way just feel awful no matter what you do? Because then you're always like some level behind. Hmm. Good thing nothing with APIs. Let's do thing. Make async HTTP request. That makes sense if you want to do like that one world. Because we did see that one game where you could load in and you could see like a video, which was kind of cool actually. Okay, well, I mean, so we don't global. Okay, instance manager connection usually to a server or a client. The display name can refresh objects. The party ID get user ID. Yep, host. Yeah. Networking, my beloved. Why did they allow comments on these? What's the point of this? Join best lobby. Query lobbies. Find connection. I feel like it's easier to just go through the actual like code itself, because in the code itself, the comments are pretty good. I just need to know how to do the UI. So what's the UI? Live services. Hey, leaderboards. Get. Okay, how do you push things to leaderboards? Allows access to stats for the current game. Stats are defined by the game's author and can be used to track anything from player actions to performance metrics. But how you submit data to leaderboards? Oh. So do you really want performance metrics in a leaderboard? I don't know. Get player stats. Get global stats with the calling package. Set value. Okay, well, it's not really useful. Prop. Find by its model. Oh, fuck. Where's the UI? Building blocks. Also, why is the site... What the... Wait a minute. What the... Why is the site cut off on the side? What is this? I can't read half of this. Why is it so weird? Fuck it. Panel? Panel component. Here we go. Panel. Screen panel. World panel. I think we found it. These three are probably the most important ones. Panel components. I'm assuming this one just sits on someone's like game object, and you can just have like a panel there that's attached only to like them. And then this one, you would then decide where you would put it elsewhere. But then you have screen panel and world panel. Oh, maybe this is like a. I don't know why would you use this then. The panel. Can we know if the panel doesn't exist yet? So why would you use this? This is a screen panel that is specifically for your screen, which is exactly what this thing says, right? Use panel set class and panel bind class. What? Here's an example with a label that counts up forever. Huh. It's recommended to use Razor. So you shouldn't use the panels. Alright? Is that true though? I don't know. Yeah, HTML with C# mixed in. This gives a new class called name friend name, which shows a friend name. You start something with at, there'll be C#. What? These understand Visual Studio because you'll get IntelliSense around it. Right. You'll switch back to HTML as soon as you do it. HTML element or close the curly braces. Changing state. Yeah. The UI when the state is changed. Change state need to force the UI. Yeah, I mean it's a reactive UI kind of thing. Okay, yeah. Categories list categories. Where does this show up? Here we go. What's the interaction with panels? This is what I need to know. Because using Razor is cool now, but how does that interact with the built-in system of like panels? Or is it a subset? Or is it a superset? Does it replace it? Like what is this in relation to the two panels in the game right now? If an HTML element starts with a capital letter, then we assume it's a panel. We would try to use that or create that class directly. This gives your code a rigidity because if the panel type changes, your old code will need to do. You also have properties of the class directly with attributes. If your attribute starts with a capital letter, it will be assumed to be a member of the panel. Why would you do this? Why did they do this? Why did they make it depending on your naming scheme? That feels like an entirely different concern. Like your file system, it's not the same as your code, man. It's not the same as the thing that you should make. No, I feel like there should be. Is there no marker to like annotate things with? Is there no class to extend from? Okay, then we assume it's a panel and try to reuse it. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. What making? What making, chat? Good question. We're making Snowjob. We're making a game about rolling snow. Rolling snow and building snow structures. And maybe pissing on them. I'm still divided on if we want to have people piss on the snow, right? I'm still very divided on if we want people to piss on the snow. I don't want people to piss on the snow, because then it's like... But the thing is, right? Because if you do the piss on... If we do the piss on the snow thing, it's funny because then what we can do is like a sensor bar. Like, it has potential. I'm just worried about if we do it like that. So if we do... What? Oh, yeah. So if we do it like the piss, right? Then what we would have is that like sensor bar thing, where it's like kind of like, you know... Like, we've all seen the videos. We know what's going on, right? Like, we know what's up. Right there. I just need to make sure that there's nothing behind it, like substance. And also, I wonder how it would interact with the rest of my ideas. So I was thinking more about the item stuff, okay? We need some really weird items that like do weird things. Because the game itself is simple. The game itself is a very, very simple game. There's not really much to it, right? The thing that really makes it is the fact that there's a bunch of weird stuff surrounding it that supports the core objective of rolling a snowball and building snow structures and making sure that no one else can like possibly break them, right? But some things, I want like the ability for you to do chaotic things that's based around that, like pushing really fast and having no real control over it, or like a jet booster that you can activate to roll really fast, but you have to be careful not to slam into things, otherwise they like both like die. Like just stuff like that is like very interesting, right? And it still supports the core gameplay mechanic of like rolling things. I don't want to get too far away, because then if we have a piss mechanic, now we need to make a bunch of things to support the piss mechanic. And it's like, we're not really supporting the rolling snowball thing anymore. Because then now the game is about pissing. It's not about rolling snowballs. So it's why I'm still iffy onto the piss. So I know you say yes to piss, but I'm very iffy on the piss. I don't want to get like too deep in the weeds of like too many different mechanics that don't play well with each other. They just happen to interact in like one single way, and then it's like, okay, now you get too many things going on. I want to be careful here. How the hell do you use panels? It's a simple lobby chat. You can now use the lobby chat directly. A yellow carpet. Well, I was thinking of the yellow carpet too. Like we could have a yellow carpet item that you like, you like ring out to get like a yellow dye. And the joke is that like that's how you color your snowballs and like stuff. Like that could work. But then that's just pissing with extra steps, right? That's just proxy piss. Like the carpet is the proxy to your piss. Is it really different? Probably not. But it does work as like an item, right? Or maybe what is there anything that what's that thing? What's the thing that makes you pee a lot? Is it a diuretic? Yes. We can make you find a diuretic that has dye in it, right? And we'll call it here. Okay, how this? To pee, you have to find a diuretic, but it's called a diuretic, right? Because it's like dyed, so there's multiple colors. So you've got like red, green, purple drink. If you drink the purple drink, it does not taste like grape. It tastes like death, etc. Maybe that could work. Okay, maybe the piss stays, but the piss stays as like a temporary buff kind of deal. I don't want people to just piss all willy nilly all over the place. Then all of a sudden we're in like no man's land. Okay, we gotta be careful. Okay, piss is a very thoughtful thing. You can't just add it all willy nilly. The elements of the root class represent the root of the panel. The single panel of type warning. What does that mean? So it will represent the root of the panel. The root of the panel. And the panel is this thing. Right. 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 Okay, and then that's the UI panel. Okay, I get it. So the root of it is literally like the root of the entire thing. I see. And then you can like fill it in. And you wouldn't want to do it through this because it's kind of hard to do it through just the panel stuff. That's why they recommend Razor, because then it should go in through. Because otherwise you're writing HTML, I'm assuming, by yourself, by hand. Whereas you just use this templating language, which is easier. Let's talk about a kind of vibe. No. McCormick. Don't you dare sully McCormick with my monstrosity. I think McCormick was on something, okay? The let's talk about it one was really good. Or I'm great in bread. I'm great in bread was a genius statement. I think that was a beautiful statement. That VOD of Castlevania is going to be cursed. Because in the middle of Castlevania, you just hear erotic reading of like spices. It's going to be great. Callbacks. You're creating a panel type and it has an event. You can set it that action to any other panel attribute. Okay. Well, we kind of know what's going on. We kind of know what's going on for like the UI stuff. It's fairly straightforward. It's just HTML, and then you define where it goes. The thing I don't understand is how do you define where it goes? Because there's two types of UI. One is like on your screen, so it's always within your screen space. Then you just kind of resize it to your screen. The other one is in the world, so it has to be projected onto something. But how do you do that? I mean, we know about world panels. We know about world panels, so maybe it's fine. There's a world panel. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Good. All right. What were we doing last time? Well, I have no clue. It's been 2 days, so I don't remember anything. What is new? Okay, that's what we're doing, right? We were testing. I think we were just building out the bare minimum basics. I think I got started on the snowball dropping thing. I got started on the pushing force and stuff like that. I got started on a lot, I think. By the way, what's funny is that this trial for Rider ends as soon as we're done. The game jam too. So as soon as it's done, I won't bother updating it ever again because I don't know. I don't know what to use to edit C sharp, and I refuse to do it by hand because there's actually a bunch of things in C sharp I don't want to like figure out by hand. Oh yeah, run a train on someone. Okay, I remember this. I remember we said we would come back to this, and if I find it stupid, I would know. And then I would know if we keep this whole piece of code in. Because if we don't, then I know for sure that's stupid. The problem is that I'm so tired, actually. This might be a 3-hour segment only. that I wonder if I can even recognize my stupidity from last night. Okay, so because all the people are connected, so you're running the train. You can process the train events. This is stupid. This is stupid. What was I thinking? This is stupid. Okay, ignore that. This is stupid. Stupid, probably complicated. But maybe there's a better way. There's a better way to propagate force and calculate it down to to the head of the train. Because the system was just here to try and get the push force and the rotation down and to calculate it for any particular train that's currently running. So that, if everyone's pushing like a snowball, it could be pushed down and then we could push the snowball by it. But what I don't want to do is do the pushing inside here because it's very confusing. I kind of want to do the pushing as part of the component on the object itself. The problem is I don't know how to register that. Like, how do you... Basically, if we have all this information up here, in like, this like conductor thing, of like the train conductor, right? Of like how much force to apply to like XYZ, to like X snowball, right? I don't want to then do the manipulation of the transform from the system level, because I don't know if that's actually like good or not, or even understandable. I kind of want to defer it to something else that will then handle it for us, right? Because I don't really care about the push, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna affect both snowballs and like regular dudes, and at some point, like other players, like I'm assuming that the rules for pushing players will eventually differ from the rules for pushing snowballs. So at some point, we're gonna have this like break in like logic, and I wonder if it's just worth it to just wait until we get there and just do it from the system, and it just automatically directly affects the transform of this, because the train is like this, and then we know what's at the head, and we know what's at the tail, and we know what's like going on. We know what it is. Yeah, fuck it, it's fine. We're okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, whatever. And the snowball. There was some other things that we studied too. With the mass of the thing, the strength of our push as well. Like how much push do we have? Why do I have a system link? Oh wait, no, because of the assembly. Some speed. Some speed. Temporarily store the source somewhere. Yeah, this should be fine until it disappears, but I have no clue. I should be aware that it's null at any moment. Look, controller, snowballer. Right, spawn snowball prefab in hands. Right, effective floor animations. And then if I throw it, if I have it, I throw it. I don't, this feels stupid. Like, just do else. Okay, just do this. But even then, I feel like this could be simplified down. This feels weird. So you do this, you do that. You have the thing, the snowball. Otherwise, you throw it or you drop it. Add the rollable snowball component to it. Snowball. Figure out what the value conversion will be. Right, to figure out how to like. Right, because the scale of it is gonna depend on how much mass you add. I guess there's also one more calculation. Wait, so okay, wait. So last time we figured out what happens when you push it, what happens when multiple people push it, and how that affects it. We know how much somebody's push force can affect something, and we also know what happens when they try to churn. Like people in your train behind you are trying to churn, and how that affects the entire train. We know that that's just an average operation, and this is just a sum operation for the strength of the push, which equals the speed. We don't really know the factor of how these will ladder up, like how much strength equals how much speed in like game units versus the mass. But we'll figure that out. We'll just make a shitty like. I need like a we need a mathematician to build like a mathematical model to model a snowball being rolled based on your muscle mass, right? But there's one more number to care about, which is the mass, like the size, like the actual physical size of the snowball. There's also a funny thing where you can't. The scaling is going to be so weird. So weird. Because, okay, so the size of it, scale. It's called scale. Easier to know in that term. What does this consist of? Do I say that it consists of the mass? Well, that's a given, but then how much mass does that? How much mass translates into how much units of like scale? And then on top of that, how much do you gain over time from rolling? So gain over time. So like I guess the gain by rolling. How much do you gain of this per second of rolling? Because it would be nice to track this, because then maybe we could modify this in some way. Maybe I'll have an item that's just like snow gloves, and then the description will be like, "This is stupid," but it makes your snowball grow even faster by adding the snow from your gloves to the snowball, right? And then it could go like that. The other way is you increase the speed of how fast it rolls, which is like a matter of, okay, well, the faster you go, the more the more distance you travel. So better to think of it as distance traveled, because then that's very easy to understand. Except what happens if I want to teleport things around? I don't know. I guess the problem here is that, like, to define this, I kind of want a base set of items that I want inside the game, right? I don't know what base set of items I want inside the game yet. So what were the ideas that we had? Where is Jacqueline Monroe? Jacqueline? Okay, so we have Jacqueline Monroe. We have just a bunch of sticks, like that image of that stick that I showed you, the, like, the Holy Grail stick. And then every good game has to have this idea of like a dead world. So like cell phones, a letter to family, post-apocalyptic stuff, right? Every good game has to have some weird every deep dark game has to have that kind of like lore, right? It's the meme. We need more items to really figure what this is. This is just a cosmetic. So these are cosmetics. So these are like the cosmetics. And you've got like, the functional stuff. Like, I think the snow gloves would be stupidly funny, because then it's like, okay, I don't. But at the same time, it's like, does it really matter? A jetpack, temporarily increases speed by a bunch, but will cause your snowball and whatever it collides with to explode. So it's really good for building your snowball fast, but if you can't control it, then you just lose everything. And I think it's fine to have the thing itself, like something else explode too, because then it'd be funny to have people fight each other with like random jetpacks that they find. Because as you roll through the snow, as you dig through the snow with your hands or something, you'll like find random items. Maybe not if you dig. Maybe if you just make snowballs everywhere. Eventually, I mean, then we'll end up with a situation where it's like a bunch of hay bales on the farm. Is that really worth it? I don't know. I need a snowball expiration time. We need to have a time when the snowball will expire. Otherwise, there'll be a shit ton of snowballs everywhere. Load snowball into hand. Okay, load snowball in the hand. This is for the MVP. Snowball attachment system. No, that's for snowball attachment system. Yeah, face control. But the low snowball. Here you go. Snowballs, when dropped, will fade over time with basic snowballs that you can make anywhere disappearing after a minute. Because if you don't start rolling your ball after a minute, that's on you, dude. And larger ones scaling drastically up. Maybe not even disappearing. Larger ones never disappear if they're over the default size. They need the person to come by and smash it. Or like somebody. At this point, I don't really care about who. Like the MVP is like permissions for who to smash. Like who can smash which snowball. That's like too much, right? That's like a nice to have, okay? Up until then, it's just funny like PvP stuff. Okay, snow gloves, jetpack. We need other items to really understand what we need to like build here. Or maybe this is all we really need. Because these can stick onto the front, but this defines our functionality. Too many of these is like having too many powers. And then you have too many factors to account for, right? So I think okay, maybe just these two for now. Fuck it. Let's wait. So, do we add the piss? I don't know if we add the piss. Do we take the piss? Are you taking the piss, mate? Are you taking the piss? You should not take the piss. Wait, chat. In honor of today, another cosmetic snowball seasoning. Snowball seasoning by what's a good fake name that's like a parody name, right? By McCormick parody, right? But it can't be McCormick because then McCormick will sue me. They will actually sue me for making fun of their like McCormick great in bread. They're going to sue us for this. We can't use I'm great in like bread, okay? But we can season the snowball to give it like a weird texture of like stuff. Like sprinkles or confetti or like pubic hair. I don't know, like a bucket of pubic hair. I don't know. And you like sprinkle it on the top to give it like a certain like, texture somewhere. That's okay. I think that's a winner. What the fuck is this? What is this? This is an awful sandwich. Bread. This sandwich feels very messy because everything is cut into chunks, right? So when you bite into it, it just slides out. Like I'm assuming this is like salami or something, right? And like ham. Why didn't you just have long slices of ham? Maybe they're into it. True. Maybe they are into like the messiness. That's a good point. I mean, McCormick does seem like a messy company because, like, think about this. I put that shit on everything. Like, if you put that shit on everything, like that's just like if you sprinkle this, right? This is going everywhere. What is aromatic herbs? What does that mean? Ingredients: onion, sea salt, spices, and herbs, including black pepper, garlic, and garlic. They're really just allowed to say herbs and like no specific herb. You crack me up. I beg your garden. He smoked that? Probably. I mean, they I didn't say what, right? In California, you get the good shit. In California, you get the good shit. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Okay, sometimes they miss. Okay, never mind. This one slaps. Garlic, herb, and the citrus. It's like your lime drink earlier, chat. I think this one slaps. And on like a grilled veggie, I think that would taste great. But this, I don't know. Seems risky. Anyways, the point is we're gonna have a McCormick snowball seasoning thing in honor of what we have found, okay? So we're gonna do McCormick snowball seasoning. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with this. Jocelyn Monroe, because it has to be, like, we have to get that. Listen, chat, I had a dream about Jocelyn Monroe, like the concept. And I remember thinking in my dream, that's funny. But at the same time, in my dream, things are way funnier. When I wake up, I realize that wasn't as funny. But this time, this one thing, this one item, the concept stayed in my mind when I woke up. And I laughed as I woke up. I laughed. The last time I laughed as I woke up was a long time ago. I used to laugh a lot as I woke up. Can I add a McCormick PNG to my overlay? Thanks. That's copyright. I mean, so is this shirt, and so is the alien mask, and so is the fingers, but McCormick, I think, is watching us, okay? After what we did, I think they're watching us. They're waiting for their chance to strike and sue me. So we have to be very, very, very careful. I can, however, no, I was going to do this thing where I season myself, but it's going to look stupid. I can't season myself. They will sponsor you. Okay, what was inside the seasoning? You're speaking my language, chat. What's inside the seasoning for bread? Bread seasoning. I'm a total spud. I'm great in bread. Pure pumpkin pie spice. Goldfish! What? Do they own goldfish? What's the ingredients? Onion, black pepper, and aromatic herbs. All right, leave it to me. Wait, Adobe stock. Can you use these? For you a trial. Okay, well, I don't really care if there's like watermarks, TBH. Well, no, no. Okay, the sorry, chat. The joke is gonna take too long. I was gonna cover myself in like green onions, but no one has a good already made like PNG, transparent PNG. If you can get me a transparent PNG of a green onion and you post it either to the Discord or to Imager and you link me it, then we're in. Otherwise, I'm not doing the like joke. It's just too much. I'm already falling asleep as is. Okay, so we know what we need to do in terms of the stuff we have. But then what do we do? What do we do? Well, what am I doing? Well, I tried. Hey, you know what? I'm not looking for a sponsor from them, okay? I'm looking for the sponsor of the person who made this mass auto-generated T-shirt for the 2024 Eclipse. Yeah, I want my next Eclipse shirt in like 18 years. So, gain by rolling is distance traveled as well as a multiplier, like a factor. So it's just some factor that we can modify of like how fast it like grows based on this, and we can mess with either the factor or the speed, and you get basically the same effect, which is nice. Okay, cool. So that's the mass and size. So that's the scale of the snowball. So solved. We have the angle and the speed at which it moves solved. This is very easy to calculate because there's only really one place where this happens, and the speed is a function of something else which is applied to it and applied to transform. So it's easy. I think we're good. Why did I need all this? To figure out what the factor was. Well, now I know the factor can be changed. But not just the factor. The factor can't be on you, though. Can plow. Maybe strength on this doesn't really make sense. Right? Like, you would need a separate component to say, like, this is the thing that can push things. Because it's like the snowball doesn't need strength, but players need strength. Yeah, okay, well, fuck it. Plower. Wait, no, but can plow means that you are plowing something. Whereas, okay, what does it mean when you're plowable, right? Is that like a word? Are you plowable, right? It's like that line from Cyberpunk. You look like a cut of fuckable meat. Plowable. You look like a piece of plowable snow, able to be plowed. BRB, I need to reply this to something. I know the message I typed kind of came out of nowhere, but I had to let you all know that I was peeing too. But I already sat down to pee. Yes, I have a system now where I can see the chat separately. It's kind of interesting because I can bring it around now, so I can like moderate too. It's kind of cool. But yes, I had to type to all of you that I was going to like pee. Sorry, my wife and I are making some food to plan. Sorry. Taped TV to my toilet, but inside the bowl, right? So when I shit, like basically the game is that if I want to type to you, I have to like pee on the exact spots where the letters are, and I hope that the capacity of the screen can register that as a change in like electricity to then type the letters as I see it. Otherwise, it may be nonsense. I try really hard to like aim and like squeeze like a laser. Okay, let's see how this. Okay, so we have this. We know what's inside this. I'm gonna make a plowable, because can plow versus your like plowable, right? Because if you're plowable, that's like a whole different thing. Yeah, like you will be plowed. This is so stupid. I'm sorry. Okay. Because snowballs don't need that, and if you're plowable, you get this. Yeah. Okay. So we get this. I really wish there was a way to move it quickly. I don't really know the hotkeys of this editor. I don't know the hotkeys of this editor. So I'm just gonna assume that this editor, I'm just gonna do it like this very manually. Sometimes I'll grab my like mouse. Do I look at my poop after I've pooped? I think everyone should. If you don't, like your poop can tell you a lot, right? Because you might think like, oh, it's fine to. What? I guess it's not can plow, snow plow, or can plow can be plowed, or like plower. You're now a plower. Time to be a plower. Here we go. But I think everyone should look at the poop. It's actually very important too. I know it sounds weird to say, but like the plower can plow. No, just do plower. Plower power. You know what I mean? Like a flower power. It's very important too because sometimes you might see things. Like if your poop has red things in it, you're dying. Get to a hospital. If your poop has like moving like lines in it, you gotta go to the hospital. You have worms. If your poop has like it's really dark, you were bleeding and you need to go to the hospital again. Really, there's just a lot of things that you need to do, right? Like there's a lot of things that you need to do. Okay, snowball prefab, that's sins. Okay, so we need to get the mass from the plowable. From the plowable, we get the plowable mass. The factor is whatever is on this. We just add this as a factor. It doesn't really matter what. We'll do like a uint. Do a factor, get set, whatever factor. Okay. And then whatever the value conversion will be, we'll just say it's times the factor. So it's like if you have a 1 times factor, then you grow it like a normal size. If you don't have a 1 times factor, then you grow it like twice the size or half the size. Like maybe somebody could like shrink ray you. No, that'd be stupid. If somebody shrinks ray you, I don't want like evil, mean PvP stuff. Yeah. Mine is yours smiling. Wow, your poop is smiling. It can form like it's alive. Put it out of its misery. End its suffering. So you get your strength. Okay. Again, I don't want people to modify the strength after it's started. Wait, no, it kind of has to. But how do I do like temporary increases versus base? Basically, you have like your base strength, which is like available to you always, right? And you got like additional strength units. You do like this. Bonus strength. Yeah, okay. That's good. We'll do this as like a internal. I guess this doesn't really matter for the property. Well, I guess it only matters if you interact with it from code. But if you interact with it from the editor, then it doesn't really matter. Because it's a property. You can just modify it to anything. Yeah, okay. So you get the mask, you get the thing. And what was I going to do? Something about pushing it. We push these sons of bitches. Okay, we push them around. Do we need a diuretic item? Right, diuretic item. I'll figure that out. Maybe we won't do the diuretic because I don't know how to do texture painting. Because we'd have to paint the texture dynamically. Based on like the UV coordinates. Is that complicated to do? It's more complicated than what we're doing. We're like, if you just have a plain snowy white snowball that can't change color, it's a hell of a lot easier than one that you can paint, right? And then the onus is on the people building structures to be creative with it, versus me to make like a UV texture system. Yeah, UV texture coloring system. Okay, so you get a look controller, the snowballer, whatever, snowballer. Let's do it. Spawn snowball into hands, yada yada. How do you make a prefab? That's actually like a major thing that we need to do. How do you make a prefab? Game object can be used in multiple places. They usually. Oh, by the way, we only have an hour and 8 minutes left because actually I have to go way sooner than I expected. So, my bad. I didn't know. I get plans late. Basically, I get plans like basically the day of, and it's like okay, I don't know what to do, but I have to do it. So, game object. Use a container object. Prefab to save the disk as prefab file. These can be referenced in commands anywhere. Game object can be referenced. The prefab file is an update. All instantiations of the prefab and scenes are updated too. That's good. That's what you want. Create a prefab file. So right click on the game object and scene and select convert to prefab. We can do that now. Fuck it. We'll make a snowball here. Sure. Sure. Well. Yeah. Name this bad boy a snowball. I don't know. I'm assuming the position of a thing doesn't matter for the prefab. Within the prefab instantiation, they can't be edited significantly. You can't view or select objects in the hierarchy. You want to edit the prefab and scene, you right click and choose unlink from prefab to change it a bunch of the normal game objects. Spawn prefabs at runtime via code. You treat them like a regular game object. The game object probably on your component can be populated by dragging prefab file. That's exactly what I want to do for the snowball. I want to do this for the snowball by dragging the prefab in and then having it be there. But then do I need to have this? There's one thing that's kind of breaking my mind. I don't know what to think about this. Like, there's no like asset for folder structure thing. Like it saved the file, but it's also like, how do I know where it saved the file? Next song. Next song. Next song. Next song. Next song. Good shit. You know what? Fuck it. We go for this. Fuck drum and bass. How do I do this? So if I wanna have the prefab, sorry. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like, for me to have the prefab, right? Do I put it in this scene? If the prefab doesn't exist in the scene, like if the base prefab doesn't exist in the scene, does it exist at all? Is there a way for me to see things away from my scene? Because I'm assuming a prefab can be used in multiple scenes, or is that not true? Like, what is the prefab's life cycle as an asset in your game? Because the code is a part of your code, which is separate from your scenes and stuff like that. The scene is something that you can also load in as well separately. But the prefab is made from game objects that's inside of your scene. How does that work? I don't know. Also, the snowball needs to be something that you can put inside your hands. What is the scale of this engine? Like, how do I know how much is a unit in terms of like space size? Actually, what does that mean by the scale? How do I know how large a space is? How does anyone know how large a space is? I'm watching plane landings and pilot videos. You can't stop. They're landing safely, right? Like you're saying you're watching the ones where they land safely, right? You're not watching the ones where it's like they're not landing safely, right? Like this is the safe for work kind, right? Because that could go either way. You don't really know. Because this, like, what is the scale that I'm looking at from this? From here, kind of a massive fucking snowball. Like from here, massive snowball eclipses the sun. Here, tiny. What is the unit of length in this thing? I don't know. I need a citizen. Okay, everyone say bye to the citizen because he will disappear eventually. Safe one. Okay, good. How do you add a character? Where's the thing? 3D object. How do you... I've never actually understood how you add the character. Oh no. How do you add the default character? You find them right in the game folder. Acadelia tools for face punch assets. Wait, what? Acadelia. Something to be revealed. Wait, what? Community made rig system. Different tools targeting face punch studios assets. How would I use this as a game developer? You know what I mean? Like, how would I actually use this as a game developer? Especially because it's going away soon. Like, What is the... I guess I could just change the model. Here. I'm assuming I can select the model. Okay, well, shit. Fuck. Sure. Empty. Sure. Get a model renderer. Model renderer. Change the model to a citizen. What is this? Gordon at desk. Huh. Well, we have scale. We have a good sense of scale now with Gordon at desk. Okay, well, that's a kind of a massive snowball. Is that dude for scale? There's no way that that's for scale. All right, look, it's... Player start. Tint. Zine. DMX. Maya. New model. Oh, is that the new model? Oh shit, asset filter. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Citizen SFM. They even had an SFM version. Why is he so terrifying? Huh. I don't have lights in the scene, do I? I don't have any lights in the scene, do I? I don't think I have a single light. What is going on down there? He really is just naked. Huh, like there's nothing here. There's nothing at all. Nothing obscene, nothing obtuse. This is a family-friendly character that they're getting rid of. But what the fuck? For another one. I should just make this the. I should have made the game world like his like body that you play on, right? Maybe I'll make another game jam entry called "Please Don't Kill Terry," and it'll be like Surgeon Simulator, but for Terry, as they rebuild him into like a normal human. Oh god, he's so weird looking. Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. I love inspecting like models like really up close. There's something weird about the way that it looks so realistic, but also looks so weird. It again. It's the perfect level of stylized to not stylize. It's like he's a genetically inferior human, and I love him for it. Right? He's a genetically inferior human, but I love him for it. All the same. He just life is hard for him. Being a pilot seems annoying and cool at the same time. Would I be a pilot? Yeah, probably. I'd be a pilot for the fantasy of it. But I knew somebody who was a pilot. He said that sucks. Hey, fuck! I lost the tool to move things. I lost the tool to move things. How do you get the tool back to move things? Oh fuck! View settings. Lit, good opacity, wireframe mode. Oh, ah, oh, ah. Now where's the button so I can see things? Full brightness. Yeah, I mean, might as well just keep it lit, actually. How do I get the tool back to move him around? View. That was bad. Well, what if I did ruined it? Okay, well, what if I did ruined it? Go over here. You go over there. Split 50-50. Do they do look dead in the side of bed. Do you know why? They make very little money for most of their years. You must get all of your flying hours personally. So you don't even get to gain your flying hours as part of your training. Your training is separate from your flying hours. So again, it's the catch-22 of if you want to fly for an airline, you must have flying hours that you can't obtain by flying for an airline, because to fly for an airline, you must have flying hours. So you must pay money to fly privately and have a chance of dying where only you die. I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure that's why they like do it. You do that then for like, I don't know, I think it's like 100 hours or like something, like a very long time. And you need to do it consistently over and like over and like over, and then you apply to be an airline pilot. And then it's like, okay, well, do you get to go inside? Well, no, it's still a job. There's still like a job interview like section of it, because it's not like you just get to go in. And when you go in, because after paying for flight lessons, airline pilot salary, let's say, starting commercial ATP flight school. Sure, okay. How much did it make? So you might make like 54K starting, maybe. And then, flying lessons. Let's say California flying lessons. Let's just say. What's a cheap place? Texas flying lessons. Texas flight school. Texas flight aviation. There we go. Office training for private and commercial. Okay. Services. Pilot training. How much does it cost? Yeah. Course enrollment. The one-time fee you go in. Wait, that's actually not that bad. $400 to go one time. 20 hours of flights training for $400. Dude, the pilot's getting paid like $10 an hour. Okay, to be fair, this is in Texas, so maybe it's different. But I've heard it can be very expensive, and then you have to like pay for a bunch of things on top of this too. But just for that much work, and then you go in, and then you have to fly for a lot of time as well, and then you're away from your family a lot, depending on what you fly. Like if you're flying, say like very far away, like on a major airline, sure you get paid nicely, but you basically never see your family. You're always on out there. I've heard a lot of flight attendants have a lot of sex, and like a lot of pilots have a lot of sex. I don't know how true that is, but it's funny because my friend is applying to be a flight attendant, so I'm like, I don't know what's gonna go on there, but I hope I never find out. But I've heard that there's a lot of like hookup culture, but I don't know if that's like true or not. And again, this is all anecdotal stuff that I've heard from my fellow friends who are in those fields. So I'm like, it's a fascinating world. It's a very fascinating world. Anyways, Terry, you're a good model for now to help me know how large this is. What happened to my tool to move things? Draw gizmos. Why? Why no gizmos? Why are the gizmos gone? I don't get it. Why are the gizmos gone? We're gonna restart it. We're gonna restart the entire thing. Same thing in tech. No, in tech it's like different. In the tech, the pay is way higher. The pay in tech is like ludicrous for what you get. In tech, you're basically always home, and you're always in the comfort of where you want to be, compared to like I don't know having to go somewhere else. It's nice. Then on top of that, oh about the sexo, sure, yeah. Yeah, we technical people get all kinds of sex. So yeah, we guys, I'm having sex every day. Yeah, sure. I've heard, depending on how your relationship is, probably not gonna happen. Tech. To be fair, I mean to be fair, people are always different in every case, right? I used to work with a psychopath who said, "Imagine if I pushed you off this like building. What would it feel like?" And I was like, "That's a really weird thing to say, considering that we've never hung up before. So I'm gonna leave you now." Um, but they seem to be the rarity than the norm. Usually what I find in tech is a more callous, unempathetic attitude of like, well, your feelings don't matter, think about the facts. And also about this idea of like, what's that thing, egotism, right? Like you see it in like me where I'm like, I'm the hottest shit and here I am struggling to make this like model move because the controls disappeared. To be fair, the controls did disappear and they don't know why, and they couldn't figure out like an easy way to bring them back. So I don't know, but there's definitely like a sense of something there. Okay, so side by side, bar for bar, I need to make sure that this thing is the right size, so it's good. Not too large, not too small. Okay, so that is so confusing. Okay, good. Okay, well, so scale wise, this has to fit inside your player hands. Okay, the bad boy down in scale 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. There we go. Good. That is a comfortable fit in his hand as a snowball. For now, I'm assuming they won't get rid of Terry during the game jam. That would be like weird to work with. That's a good enough scale. Okay, so the snowball is going to be like that: 0.1 scale, 0.1 scale, 0.1 scale. The tint is there's what's this? What's the color of snow? It's not exactly white, right? Like the snow color hex. It's Fafa. It's Fafa. We'll do some Fafa. Fafa. Good. Okay. Then we make this a prefab. Not yet. Well, yeah. Sure. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Okay. So the reason why there's no asset viewer is because it's all done by your file system. So if I make a new scene, for instance, let's say the test bed's here. If I go to like say the minimal scene, can I bring in like my prefab? Like, can I have like a my prefab? Can I? Hmm. What's the relation between a scene and a level? What is the relation between a scene and a level? Because then that explains everything that we need to know. Because it's like, okay, if your scene is your level and you change level, you no longer have your prefabs. What do you do? But it's just a collection of things. Whereas, like, what's a level? You know what I mean? Like, well, what's the difference between like a level and a scene? Level, scene, hammer. Like, what's the point of hammer? Like mapping, yeah. What's the point of maps? Map. Okay, hammer. You know, probably said the minimal template was fine because running the map through a map instance component. Oh. So you load your map with a map instance thing. Ah. So that's so. What is your scene? What is your scene? Why would you have multiple scenes? What's the point of? Am I stupid? I feel like I'm stupid. I feel like I'm stupid. It feels like two ways to do the same thing, but that clearly can't be the case because they're two separate things. So very clearly, there must be a differentiator that I'm not seeing, and thus I feel stupid. I don't like this engine. It makes me feel stupid. I'm just kidding. That's the whole point. The whole point of doing this is to feel stupid. Well, not stupid, but like we're gonna be ignorant going through with things, right? It's the hardest part of learning is always being aware of the fact that like you're allowed to be wrong, and you can absolutely be wrong, and you can talk about it, right? I'm never wrong, but sometimes I say that I'm wrong to make you feel better, and I pretend to be wrong to give you like a lesson, right? That we all share in. Well, not all of us. I know what I'm doing, but you don't. Um, fuck do you bring this in? So wait, if I make a new scene though, that thing is gone. Hmm. 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 Open project folder. Snowjob. Assets. Scenes. I have two scenes. I don't get the point of scenes. I really don't get the point of scenes. I get the point of the level editor, kind of, because it's like I guess your scene is like you want to prepare like a general layout. Let's say you make like a I don't know, like how would they interact in a way that makes sense for both, and like why is there even both? I thought Hammer would be the one modifying the scene itself. Or rather, it would well. I mean, it makes sense that export something that you can bring in as a scene because Hammer is a level editor. But how does that? What's a good use case? I guess there's no. It's hard to tell what a good example use case is to get a clear line of like what you would separate them into. Like I can see the scene being good for encapsulating all of your logic, and then the level containing your actual walkable geometry. Well, not even walkable, just like your geometry in like general, right? Then that would make sense because then you have a tool that's built for building that from like BSP maps versus scenes, which are really about composing logic together and building out the core framework of your game. I can kind of see that. It's just hard in my mind to divorce it from scenes because scenes themselves could be used as a shitty level editor. Like you could theoretically make a level to just composing a bunch of things and dropping them onto the scene itself. Right? Like there's really no reason for you to want to dip down into Hammer. Even though it's a nice tool, it's like why do you have to when you have all of this? Hmm. Definitely very interesting. Unless it's so inefficient. There is that thing about Hammer where you can bake in a bunch of things, right? Like your level can have things baked into it. But can you do that within a scene too? Like can you bake in a bunch of things in your scene? Like if I publish this. I don't know what's going on. You're gonna specify include source files. Holy shit, they added game exporting. What the fuck? It's here. That's cool, okay. Collision thing, blah blah blah. Resource files, package references, compiler setup. Maybe the scene itself has no way to bake things in, but then you can do lighting as well. So it's like, does it really matter? And there was just something there. There was just something there. Game setup, startup scene, map startup scene. This scene is loaded when a game is started with a targeted map. Leave blank if you don't support map loading. Again, it makes sense when you think of it from a Trouble in Terrorist Town. Sometimes you want to play it in like that Minecraft map. Sometimes you want to play it in like CS Office, right? That makes sense. There's also something about the network lobby. Specifically, those network lobbies. Network helper. There was like 3 different modes for this. Where was it? Because then that would explain it. Then. Parent game, no. Game setup, no. Input, launch mode, here we go. Quick play, launch and join a lobby. Never mind, that's not what I expect. Well, select the map before entering. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Plus, if I just, Okay, well then it's kind of weird because then it's like you have to hide this stuff in your scene. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, like how else would you do it? I'm just thinking of like if you use this as a framework of your game, then you load in a map. You have to load in all the stuff and put the placeholders like under the map somewhere, or just hide it in some random distance, so it isn't seen by the player as they load in, or you manipulate it elsewhere. Otherwise, oh, I see what this. This is a prefab instance of a snowball, and then I could make a prefab through this by just having like a game object that has a prefab. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What? Prefab instance, yeah. Open snowball.prefab. How do I get here? How do I get to this weird place? How do I get to here? What? View projects. Layout? Asset browser. Material editor, model editor, anim graph. Oh, I see it. It was literally a tab down here. Yeah, okay, never mind. There is a thing there. Okay, now it all makes sense now. Now it all makes sense. I just didn't see it. I just thought this was like different tabs of the console. I was just being stupid. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, yeah, okay. It all makes sense to me now. It all makes sense to me now. You. I need to make you good. What is even on you at the moment? I don't know. Fuck, we have 45 minutes. It's really bad. It's getting close. 45 minutes. Okay, well, I need you to spawn you. I guess just a player. I mean, okay, wait. If I use, how do you use the citizen model? I guess I'm curious about this. Because in the game, on the platform, you can customize your character, right? Does me using the citizen, like the way they've done it with a model renderer, does that give it the ability to have customization? Like, what's the thing that I'm missing to make it customizable? Because this thing here, this like shitty, this fake Terry, right? This fake Terry, where are you, fake Terry? It's just an object with a model, but I'm assuming it's missing more to make it like a character. Citizen animation helper, like character controller, player. How do I then use this? How do I hook into the rest of the thing of the character system? Spawn. Spawn. Let's see how we spawn something. Yes. Player spawning. Here we go. I'm playing this. You need to create an object for them to control. Okay, but how do I make use of the default character? I guess they removed the documentation, or maybe they never had it because the character's disappearing, right? Like, isn't the character gonna disappear eventually? No longer exists. If I use the network helper, just implement this. Let's just see it. What's the default value of this? None. Oh wait, prefab. Is there like a base prefab that I have? Citizen. No. Base. No. Core. No. Library. No. Editor. No. Media. Nope. Huh. Huh. Like how the fuck would you get like the character in? How would you get the character that is Terry inside? Huh. Because there's Terry as in the model, and then there's Terry as in like the rest of the stuff around him. From the platform of customizing your character, having a look per player. How do you manage all of that? How do you pull down that information to put into like how do you connect with the platform on a deeper level? Platform. Huh. It's everything. An exclamation was posted here. For me, Sandbox is about minimizing regret. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You get to us, okay? Yep. Okay, the platform is various mod type thing. Yeah, but how do I as a developer interface with your platform? How do I use your platform? Yeah. Windows platforms. No, that's just what you support. Oh no, that's just what you compile to. How do I use your like backend stuff? Backend? Server. We're going live on the scene to figure out what the hell this is. Join me and my co-host as we go live down into the belly of the beast. We find what's under the hood in s&box by playing it. I don't know if you need to close the editor, but last time it didn't open when I had the editor open, so I'm just gonna close it. Son of a bitch. It feels like a fatal flaw, no? To not allow you to like just have both open. Like this feels like a fatal flaw. I guess it'd be kind of weird because they have built-in tools for you to test things, and I'm just trying to figure out how this whole thing works. So it's just a whole different concern. Like maybe I'm imagining that feature. Maybe it was like a fever dream. No, it's there. How do I get this character in? Like, okay, if I make this character, right? It doesn't really matter what you do, whether it's this, sausage character or it's a different character. Like, it's a new models from the Nicked project, the like HC1 Nicked project that they made to show off, like, okay, what their future models will like look like. Whether it's this or like that, how do you use it? How do you interface with my dude? I want to use my dude. It's my dude. He's my dude. Maybe the name Avatar has a good way of like saying it. Avatar. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Game in there you go. Avatar? Nope. Avatar. Nope. Player. Avatar. Avar, sorry. Avatar. Citizen animation helper. Is it all inside of that? Really? Is it really all inside of that? That'd be kind of crazy if it's all inside that one component. Because it's like when I think of like the model and the way it looks like, I don't think of an animation. I think like the look of it, the accessories, the cosmetics. Sorry, the stream may freeze as it loads. How do you make a? Because I feel like I'm in like a time loop. You know what I mean? Like Citizen, pick up that like can. I throw it in and I'm stuck here now. Why am I in minimal? Sorry. Test bed. So okay, so if I go like well, let's just say I do like a. I don't know what this type is. Wait, I just go like this. I forget. Oh man. I love JetBrains IDE stuff, even though I don't remember how to use it. Okay, where is the skin? The model? What? Our aim is to put everything you need in this class. So this is the thing that allows you to then use the character. Okay, this is the thing that allows you to use it. Okay. And then there's also handle stuff like, well, this handle's looking at things. Heights, procedural hit reaction. This isn't used. Well, you could use it, but does this handle the clothing system too? Does it handle the backend system? Never give up. Were you there actually when I did that? I did like a very weird segment where we just kept on going with this sense of weirdness with it, where I kept playing that one clip over and over and over and over. It's like end like stream off on. Voice level. Wait, what? Aim eyes weights with wish velocity. You like wish like the the shit product company? Voice level. How loud are we talking? What sets that? You want it there. Okay, well, good. You were spared. How loud are we talking? B no clip. Why did they make their new like their own command for no clip? What sets this? Is it like GR? I think that's how you get references. No. Find usages. Okay, find usages like anywhere. I actually don't care. Library, solution, and libraries. Wow, nowhere. Find usages. Current project. Nowhere. Hmm. So. Hmm. I don't think this is used anymore. I think that's very like vastly out of date. It's moving quickly, and they said that they have more information on the like Discord. But I'm trying to take this from the perspective of somebody who doesn't want to join like a Discord. Like, can you actually do a lot with it? Is there really like such a wall to information? Is there such a thing as freedom of speech on the Face Bunch team? I don't know. Nor will we ever know. Anyways, what do I need for this? Okay, snowball. So this thing can be pulled out then. How do I then have the prefab as part of the thing? You know at some point that you'll have to join this Discord. No. I'm gonna avoid it as long as I can because I really don't want to join it. I hate the idea of having to join a Discord again. Look at what did Gary say? What did Gary say? Look. This is from the horse's not the horse's mouth, but you know what I mean? Like that phrase that like saying, look. Once you have access, please use Developer and Discord to certify yourself. Yes, I hate that every community is moving to Discord and no one uses forums anymore too, but it's the way the world is. You can change the world! They could have changed the world, right? They could have fought back. The Face Punch could have fought back and changed the world on their terms. But they decided to fall victim to the system. They have a quickness with the sickness. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop saying that. Anyways, we'll make a character object. Sure. Okay, so this is a character object. You, Mr. Character. Player. Doesn't really matter what. So player, they have a camera. They have a fake child. The fake child, that was just a test. The player needs to be able to throw things. So they have a model renderer. So model renderer. We'll use Terry. Citizen. Do we use their like higher quality SFM thing? They have a higher quality model, so why am I even asking you, chat? I know that we have like Terry haters in this chat. God, if I care about what you want. Ew! What the fuck? He's so crusty. Ew! He's so crusty. Ew. Oh, the mascot version of him looks awful. Let's not use that. Citizen. Okay, what's the SFM version versus the SFM version? Okay, wait. SFM version is like massive. Like what's SFM about him besides maybe like LOD or something? Or maybe no LOD, right? Because he'd be rendered. He has nipples? Okay, so wait, what's the difference between him and him? Seems like the same thing. Let's go with this. Horse here never said that. Hi, horse here. I never said that. I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying. Okay, so the character is being built. Yeah, okay, good. The character is okay. Put this guy at 0. I should move the level up to 0 too. Like realistically, this was just stupid. Drop the cube. I don't need it. The snowball can like be there, I guess. But you think Cow did? Cow said nothing. Cow said nothing of the wait. Player, where's the camera in relation to the play? The camera's at the foot. Okay, chat. Stop the roleplay. I'm putting the foot down. Stop the roleplay. You are not allowed to roleplay here. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't see the eyeballs. I would have thought it would have seen at least one eyeball. No, no, there it is. If I bring it far enough in front, yeah, it'll just avoid the whatchamacallit. Geez, RP police here to stop this. You're making everyone uncomfortable. And by everyone, I mean me. Yeah. Cool. Okay, now we gotta do. So this guy can make snowballs. Okay, cool. There's no collision, by the way. Like there's still no physics. So, kind of hard to do anything. I don't know. And it's like a game object that we use, so I can do like game object. Snowball prefab. We'll just use prefab for now, because then I don't really know how else you would do this in like a. I don't want to deal with having to load stuff from like file system and stuff, or loading it by name. So it's easier to just do it like this and then drag it in. But does this drag in an instance of it, or does it drag in the entire prefab? Drags into the snowball prefab. Well, if I delete this, now that's a problem. But if I do it like this, here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you use the asset browser to load it in. Okay, cool. The origin of this will be at your feet. That makes sense from a perspective thing. That doesn't really matter. Right now, Terry's kind of flying around. Okay, so we do need to fix Terry at some point, and then we need to add collision to him. Whoa! I caught you. I did catch you, Chad. But you're being a little weirdo. There's no animation, so for now, just spawn it in front of his face. I guess. Like, it's kind of hard to know where to spawn it from. So, okay. To be fair, you're not a weirdo, right? I just need to be very careful about people that be doing like RP here. Object reference not set to an instance of object. What does that mean? What did I do? All I did was spawn him. What's wrong with that? What was wrong with spawning him, huh? What did I do? Oh man, I broke it. Oh no. Anyways, put this guy back at 0. Just for now, basic. Where can I put him? Like there. Okay, we'll put him at like 30 units, 21 units in the 20 units in the front. So 20. So 20 units in the front. We'll spawn him 20. Okay, spawn him 20. Fuck it. Wait, spawn him 20 and then 55. 20, 55. Sure. Okay, so we spawn this snowball. Okay, how do you spawn things? Where's the first steps? Play test bed. Hey, relatively simple. Here's how we think you should get started. Was this here before? I don't think this page was here before. I think they made this page afterwards. I think they made this page after we started. I'm gonna go check the VODs after. There's no way that they had this section before. It was there? No, but not before. No, from the beginning. Schizo. No, from the beginning. From day one. From day one. Did documentation have this? You're lying to me. It's something else cool. You can download the source for that game. Choose all the scenes. But now just open the SP project. Yep. You know what? We don't need this anymore. It's too late. Join Discord. I refuse. We only know if we're doing something shit if you tell us. Please tell us what we're doing wrong. You know what? I'm gonna wait until the game jam's done and then collect all my thoughts. Because as I'm going through it, I don't know if it's what I'm saying makes sense or if I'm just being stupid, right? Because bad feedback is just as bad as no feedback, right? Because bad feedback is like this. If you give bad feedback, they have to spend time parsing it, reading it, understanding what you're saying, realizing that what you're saying is stupid because it's already there, and then they'll stop like bothering with the rest of you. Like, you need to gain absolute trust from step 1. So I think I wait until I wait until the end. Maybe I don't know. I think that makes sense. We'll wait until the end. I have a full log of what I'm doing, so it makes sense. What was I looking for again? Creating game objects. Who do you trust, a random chatter or my brain? I don't have a good memory, so I don't know. That's a hard question. Where's that list of like cheat sheet? Then we go log the console, get game object, creating. You go new game object. Well, that's not really creating it, right? Get game object, creating it. Is that creating it? Like, do you spawn it in? Is that how it works? Is that actually how it works? Prefab. Collaborating with prefabs and Git. Yes, yes, we know what to do. Yes. Oh, yes. We know what to. This ain't the developer thing. Prefab. I actually don't know how to like spawn something in. In code, you can spawn something in by cloning. What? Oh, okay, so you must clone it. Okay. Uh-huh. Throw an error if prefab is not defined. Oh my god, yes. I need this. Because I actually do need to assert like all of these. This is actually like very important. All of these must be here. No, not assembly, sorry. Assert dot not no. Snowball prefab. Okay, sure. And then so we have to clone it in. How do I add physics to things? Fuck. Why did the cubes in the test scene? Why the cubes in the test bed in the minimal have physics? What was the thing that made them cook? What is that? Oh, is that the light? That's the that's, okay, yeah. That's the sun. That's the sun. The sun is occluding with the floor. Or sorry, the sun is occluded by the floor. If the plane was crashing in the past period, would you try to drive the plane, or ask someone else to do it, even though they also don't know how to? I would just die. Collider. I need collider. That's the thing. Okay, so I need a collider. I guess a sphere collider for a snowball would be good, but it also can't roll. Like I don't want it to roll. But I want it to roll. I don't want it to roll, but I want it to roll. Okay, I'm realizing some things that we need to do as well. Oh fuck! What day is it now? It's August 7th. Oh fuck. Okay. What did we do? Yeah, just go 5 to 7. Go 5 to 7. What am I back? Tomorrow I'm gone. And then I'm gone. Well, I'm gone. Then I'm gone. Probably gone this day too. Well, no, my wife she's like tired. So this she goes back. Saturday, August 10th. Sludge. Hey, you know what? The percentages don't really matter, right? Like if you go to the VOD channel, the VODs are like named like I'm 70% done, then I'm 20% done. And then it's like okay, well like 70 is more than 20. How did I go backwards? It's because I didn't even know like how much I didn't know yet, right? But yeah, Snowball needs a collider. Snowball collider. Unsure if we can reuse Sphere collider. Because we want a level of friction that's like rolling a snowball. Can we tune that? Can we modify that parameter? Maybe. I don't know. But okay, so if I do this, go to prefab. I mean, I can go from here. Go open this thing. I need a collider. Collider. A hull. What does that mean by hull? Oh, like an empty, like a hollow shell. Sphere. Surface description. Surface. Static. Surface. What the fuck is surface? Is surface the way that they describe the way it feels? I don't know. Surface. Physics. Yeah, it's a physics surface. Okay, yeah. And then that determines it's like, you know, level of friction. Is there a snow one? Is there already built in snow one? I mean, I would love that. I don't know. Snow? No. What's like a mud? I mean, snow is basically mud. We're gonna go with mud. It's good. It's real good. Snow is basically mud. Is it a trigger? I don't know what that means. Was that collider? Sphere collider. There we go. Sphere, sphere, center, physics, shape, shape. Draw gizmos. Update shape. Create physics shapes. World center is this. Point to world center. World scale. You get the uniform scale across the world. Wait, uniform scale. You can change the world scale? What? Scale. Oh. Size of your height map. Higher values increase VRAM uses drastically for combined height map and control maps. Yeah, this is why they're looking into, like, on the roadmap, it's why they're looking into larger level sizes and, like, level streaming. Because if you don't do level streaming, you run out of, you just kind of kill people's systems. You just run out of memory and then everything sucks. Because everything's in all at the same time. Center, radius. I don't know. How much is radius? Is there a way to... There we go. That's how you see the radius. Problem. How do I make the radius scale? Like, so radius is here, right? Okay, radius by default scales. Okay, so the radius by default scales. You just need to tune the radius to your object. Just good enough. It's gonna feel like mud, but that's fine. That doesn't really matter. And just have it be just on top. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't really matter. Okay, good. 32. Fuck it. I like even numbers. Alright, cool. This has a collider now. It's a sphere, which has a center of that much. Good. Then we just need to spawn this thing in. Okay. And then there's not really much else that's what tell me. I'm assuming it's the same as like any other... Sorry. Any other physics like thing, collider, where it's like you have the texture to tell it how it's supposed to feel like as it moves. It describes how it moves across things. Like it's like the friction or how slippery it is, right? If the texture was lube, that shit would be moving. Body moving. Okay, so sure. I don't know. How do I spawn this in again? Clone, right? I don't know. Snowball. Equal. Was it game object a clone? Is that a static function? No, it's not. What do I do again? what am I doing? What's the function again? Prefab. What was it again? Oh, you get the thing itself in the clone. Okay, I see. You get the thing itself in the clone. Was there any parameters to this? I actually don't know. None. Okay. And this gives you a copy of it, right? Clone global transform 0. What? That being a transform with scale of 1, position of 0, and rotation of identity. How does that work? This has a scale of 0.1. How does that work? How does that work? I don't know. And I put it at what, 20 units? I don't know. That's it. That where it goes is kind of an iffy thing. Okay, we'll have to figure it out. Snowball the transformed up position equals I don't know. Local position. How do I make this a parent of something? Snowball dot parent? Set parent. Set the parent to the whatever this is. Is there a way to get the parent, like the owning game object from this? Scene, game transform, game object. The game object this component belongs to. Okay. I really should learn the hotkeys at some point, but whatever. So it belongs to this one. I set the parent to this one. I do local position. But then, yeah, no, it's fine. Local position. It'll then relative to the person. Okay, yeah. What they do 20? Sorry. Dot x equals. It's read only. Okay. I feel like I have like short-term memory loss with position value. It's a vector 3. Yeah, okay. Do I have to do like this? Is it like new vector 3? Do you have to like allocate to it? I actually don't know the rules of anything of C#, so I'm just kind of hoping. I'm kind of hoping for the best here. Because I have no clue what the rules of C# are for allocation and stuff. And I'm assuming it's XYZ, right? Yeah, it's XYZ. Okay, good. Okay, cool. We'll do that. I'm assuming that becomes that. Scale is fine. I shouldn't have to deal with scale unless it resets the scale to 1. In which case, what do you do? And then now we have a snowball. Oh wait, that's why I did the okay. Snowball. Because you have to have a snowball otherwise for this to work. Yeah, yeah. Has snowball equal true. Okay, do that. Okay, so if I do that, I do that, I do this, I do that. Okay, so if I press that button, I should now have a snowball. What's the button? What's the button? We don't have that button yet. Wait a minute. Snowball. I need a snowball button. Wait. Hey, he's sexy. He is sexy. Very sexy. Very nice. Very, very cute. Very cute. I guess like snowball is a stupid term. What do? You like form snowball. Yeah, just form a snowball. To form a snowball, to plow, do you mouse 1 or mouse 2? I guess it's really dependent on what you do. The problem is that it's a bit of a modal operation. Maybe right click. Okay, so we'll do it like right click. Okay, I'll think about input later. Input is a later concern. Okay. Make snowball. Did I name it that? Sorry, chat. I'm really tired. I'm like really, really tired. Form snowball. Fuck. Why did I call it form? That's stupid. Whatever. And then we have throw and drop. Does the capitalization matter? I don't know. Then we have throw and then drop. Okay, so throw and drop. NP what? LMP who was that? Throw and then drop. Well, yeah, throw, you hold it and then you throw it. Yeah, okay. What happens when you have this? How does this? Would it fire something for both and you have to be aware of what mode you're in? Fuck, that's very confusing. I'm trying to think from a constrained point of view because on a controller, right, you have 4 space buttons, 4 directional buttons, usually 2 joysticks. I think every console now is 2 joysticks. I don't know. And then shoulder buttons. And you have at least 2 shoulder buttons on every single one. Fuck controllers. No, it's very important. Controllers are great because it's also like a good way for people to play the game if they have any physical issues. Let's say you've got like carpal tunnel or like something, right? Really easy to play with a controller. Really difficult to play with the mouse. Way easier to keep the controller in like a comfortable spot. Nobody needs any input. Just use the terminal. Hail terminal. Okay, maybe don't. We are not hailing in my chat, no matter how funny it could be. Fuck accessibility. Fuck UX. Fuck it all. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Okay, well, how do I... okay, well, this doesn't do anything on throw at the moment. But if I'm correct... yeah, I have a snowball now, so it won't make a new one. Okay, cool. So it works. Oh god. Oh god, they're... oh god, they're riding. Oh god, they're riding. They're riding. Problem. The... the... it's just being in front of your character. But because of the thing that I wanted. So, okay, this is the problem. See your problem. I didn't predict this. I didn't predict this early on, and now this might cuck me. This might actually ruin me. Oh jeez. Oh heck. Oh jeez. Oh heck. This is keep this for later. We're gonna use this for the game. We're gonna bring this up. Right? Think about it. In Rust, you can poop. 100%. They just thought, okay, funny poop and pee mechanic, and then it just spawned like a whole new thing. Okay. Same thing here. You poop. You step on that shit enough, you can make a diamond to place on your snow structure. I don't know if I should call it snowman or snow people or snow structure. I don't know yet. I want to make sure that the game is like welcoming to like people, right? Not too like crazy. The cuck arc. Oh my That emote is from Matari Kan's channel. You know, she's gonna like, what if she like one day stumbles on this channel and she's like, "What are you doing to my emotes?" Right? I would feel very afraid that people are using my emotes to say phrases like, "This is your cuck arc." Like, oh, like how I said before, I was in my dark academia era and I gave you the whole like playlist. Yeah, now imagine that, but for cuckolding, right? Like, I feel like this is what she made the emote for. How dare you sully both of our Oshis, huh? How dare you? Stop. What do I do? Right. Right now. What I had as a mechanic was this. You have Snowball. You roll Snowball. Right? You can look anywhere. You can look anywhere. Right? You are not limited to looking towards the Snowball. Let's say you want to watch your friends trying to roll like a gigantic snowball, right? In which case, then you can. I don't know how to do POV like that, right? But you can still be rolling this way, right? Exactly. That's a good emote representation. Yeah, you don't have to look at the snowball, right? So you can either look this way or that way. Like there's no difference. Problem is that because we had the way that we did this was like a turret style like camera system. The snowball that you spawn in front of your hands spawns in front of you like this, which means that when we turn the camera to move around, let's say you want to move this way, the snowball just doesn't move. It's like static over here. It doesn't move. So even if you're moving this way, like the character's hands would be over here, but the snowball would still be over here. I need to make it aware of rotation, but the problem is that it's at a distance. Like we're not just rotating it normally, we're rotating it around like a center point. So if you top down, this is Terry. Top down, this is your character. This is your snowball. Let's say you want to rotate over. Okay, well let's make eyes to show where you're facing. Okay, well let's make eyes to show. Okay, well let's make eyes to show where you're facing. Okay. So if you want to rotate to look that way, this thing has to rotate on a centerpiece, on an axis, like on like a tracker. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sleepy. It has to rotate like this to here, away from the center point. So I need to define like a sphere, like a radius in which it rotates in. You know what? The best way to solve this problem is you make it a to do. Oh. Need to make need to have snowball rotate around center point. I mean, this is probably easy to like do. Realistically, I just can't think of it at the moment because I'm so tired. And we also have like 5 minutes anyway. So I mean 7 minutes, but we basically can't do much else. So if you throw it, I don't know what you would do if you throw it. Like to do the throw by tossing it really far away on an arc or something, based on player strength. Based on player strength, probably, yeah. Always show. Wait, as you hold, you see the throw arc based on your strength to allow for accurate aiming. Yeah. Okay. So if we throw it, we have an arc. How do I draw an arc? Fuck. Okay, we have to define like a function for this throw arc. Okay. Well, because you could theoretically you just do a trace. So it's like it doesn't like similar to a trace. Well, could you do a trace? I don't think you could. Right? But also like it's not really a trace. I mean it has the same fundamentals as a trace, but it's specifically a curve. Oh fuck. That's gonna be annoying to do. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be annoying to do. So we need to do that as well. Okay, so wait, so okay, so we need to do that as well. Okay, so draw curve based on strength of player that will show preview of where snowball will fly. Okay. Drop it to start rolling. This one's weird too because it's like you gotta drop it, falls right below where you are. Need to look at it and put hands out to start rolling. Automatically, basically, this needs to automatically transition to the rolling state. Oh, jeez. This is kind of a... Okay, I really hate state machines. But basically, we're building a state machine where you have to be in certain modes to go to other modes, and there's always like a default fallback mode. And I should have encoded this as a state machine from the start, because then it'd be easier to manage, because right now there's just a bunch of like Boolean flags. And each Boolean flag determines like what the mode is, but that's also not really true. Because different components need to care about what the mode is. Like you have to have a central way to look at what is your current mode, to then determine what are your controls for each and every single responsibility. Like whether or not the responsibility is your camera, or there's a responsibility of you, your character within the game's rules. They need to know what mode you're in to know what these buttons do. Build a state machine so we can simply switch around the various, so we can simply look up and react to the current mode we're in for the various inputs we have. This is a very weirdly complex input game. In a shooter game, like you have a drop button and you have a left click fire button. And each gun can handle the fire operation on its own and then communicate back or like, okay, are you reloading or like not, right? Here, like there is no thing, the object that defines your mode. It's just like there kind of is, but there also isn't. Sometimes you just enter different modes from your main character. That's easy. So whatever. That I can do that in a day. We have 5 minutes. We have 3 minutes now. I have to actually wrap this up now. Is there anything else that we need to do? We basically did. How many lines of code did we do? We did like 3. But we learned a lot more about how levels work. Learned a lot more about prefabs, how to load them. We learned a lot more about how to actually manipulate the engine and do things. We're getting closer and closer about answering certain questions, and we know what to do now. It's just a matter of writing it all. Okay, so now we got this. Okay, so now we have the snowball. The thing, throw it. Until you drop it, you can't throw another one. We need a different collider for the snowball. Well, I had that written down. Yeah, so that's in the 2D for the collider. What else? Snowball. Okay, this is the thing. On update. Local scale is plowable. Get mass times factor. Yeah. Okay. By default, this thing has a plowable thing. Yep. Okay. So then the snowball prefab. Yep. Then let me do plowable. Problem is, I don't know what the factor is going to be, but let's see what this goes. You also get a snowball, plowable, and this is the same thing as there. There we go. So you can get that, pop it in. You can get the factor. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Let's say the mass is 0.1 to start with. You can't because it's an integer, so it's like, okay, we'll just divide it by 10, whatever. This is kind of weird because the model is just a basic here. Figure it out, bucko. Okay, well, that's good. Base strength, bone strength, and ways to add strength. We need to figure out the ways to add strength. So, do ways to add strength temporarily based on shit you find around the map. So, kind of, you do need an inventory. We do need an inventory. Yeah. Yes. Otherwise, how do you store this stuff? No, not that. We do this component, and then whatever, and then we do and then we gotta do like I don't know shit that's in every slot. I don't know. Yeah, can you have a list property? Probably. Was it array list? Was it no? It wasn't an array list. Like property, and then it was like a private list. Integer right now. I don't really know yet. This. Okay, private list. Contents. Right, and then get set. Yeah, okay, it's good. Yeah. And then you add things. Yeah. Okay. Then you add things, and then it's like, hey, how do you manipulate it? Well, then you have like like add content. I don't know, add content, something. Yeah. Then this defines your stuff, and then we can read the items out of this to then form whatever the snapshot of your stats are. Okay, yeah, that's good. Maybe I moved the random item thing down to a nice to have. No, it has to be there. Otherwise, the game is just not as fun as it could be. Yeah, okay, it's good. Okay, so it's good. All right, it's good enough. All right, cool. I'm getting out of here. Chat. Sorry. I had to go a bit earlier than expected. I was hoping for at least 3 hours, but it is what it is. Tomorrow I will not be on. I'll say this. I'll say the good goodbyes. Every day I learn more about Sandbox, and every day I feel like I don't know anything. Every day I learn more and more that I don't know anything, but it's fascinating to sort of go through to understand how it works. It is a very simple engine. It's very nice to sort of go through. It's very straightforward to work with. The scene system is like great. I just need to figure out how to do things based on what the engine expects you to do, and just need to understand how the engine lays things out. Now that we have a better lay of the land, and I can get more than 6 hours of sleep, we'll be good. Hope you enjoyed programming. I don't like programming games. Well, I do, but I can't wait to get to the point where we actually just like make the game design come to life. You know what I mean? That's when it's really fun.